Welcome to Scrum Masters Elite _UK. Explore rugby lessons team strategies. Sign up now.
What impressed me most was Fainga'anuku's journey since his international debut in 2022. Having 12 caps for the All Blacks at the age of the 26th of May not seem like a huge number, but it carries significant meaning. It shows that he is not yet a permanent pillar of the team but has moved past the trial phase to become a valuable asset within the system. In an environment like the All Blacks, where the standards are always at the highest level, simply maintaining a place in the squad is already a considerable achievement. Looking closely at his performance in the match between the Crusaders and Fijian Drua, I was truly convinced by his all-around game. Statistics like 54 meters carried, 15 ball carries, 7 defenders beaten, and 14 tackles made are not just dry numbers, they clearly reflect his work rate and the impact he had on the game. What struck me most is that Fainga'anuku is not a player who shines in just one aspect. He is strong in attack, diligent in defense, and capable of creating moments of brilliance with individual skills.
What's even more interesting is the story of his position. Fainga'anuku is naturally a left wing, yet he shines when deployed as an outside centre. This made me reflect on the concept of versatility in modern sports. A player who can operate in multiple positions is not only a tactical asset but also career insurance. In a highly competitive context, if you are good at only one role, you can easily be replaced. But if you are flexible, you will always have a place. However, Bryn Hall and Stephen Parsons take a very practical, even somewhat harsh but reasonable view. They do not deny Fainga'anuku's talent, but suggest that his most suitable role currently might be coming off the bench. At first, this may feel disappointing for fans, as a player in good form is often expected to start. Yet, on closer inspection, it's actually a smart strategy. I particularly agree with the idea that becoming an impact player, someone who influences the game coming off the bench, might be the best path for him at this stage. In modern rugby, the final 20-30 minutes are often when fatigue sets in and defensive systems begin to loosen.
That's when a player with energy, speed, and strength like Fainga'anuku can make a major difference. He doesn't need to carry the entire game, he just needs to explode at the right moment. This reminds me of a broader life lesson: starting position does not always determine your value. Some people do not begin in prominent roles but end up deciding the final outcome. Every role has significance if it fits one's abilities and context. Additionally, Hall and Parsons' emphasis on the form of Geordie Barrett and Quinn Tupaia highlights an unavoidable reality. Rugby, like any team sport, is a collective game, and competition is inevitable. No matter how skilled you are, if someone else fits the system better, you have to accept stepping back. What matters is how you respond to that. Here, I see a positive aspect: Fainga'anuku is not boxed in. He can play wing, centre, start the game, or come off the bench.
This versatility prevents him from being cut out of the game. On the contrary, it opens up more opportunities. I draw a very clear lesson for myself: in any field, understanding your role is just as important as developing your skills. Many people focus solely on becoming better but fail to consider where they are most effective. Placing talent in the wrong position wastes potential, but placing it correctly, even briefly, can have a significant impact. We often tend to judge players by whether they start or not. But in reality, a strong team needs more than just the starters. Bench players, the so-called supporting cast, are sometimes the ones who change the course of a match. What I particularly appreciate in the experts' approach is their objectivity. They are not swept away by short-term form but look at the team as a whole and consider long-term strategy. This reminds me that in every decision, especially in competitive environments, a holistic perspective is necessary rather than relying solely on emotion. For me personally, this is a reminder that success does not always come from being in the center of attention but sometimes from showing up at the right time, in the right place, and doing your best with what you have. For fans, it is also an opportunity to reconsider how we evaluate players, not just by accolades or starting positions, but by the real value they bring to the team.
Thank you for following. Shine at the right moment, in the right place, just like Fainga'anuku on the field.